Ask you right, you need to get in. Ask you right, you need. Ask you right. Hey, I see it raining. You need help to get in? Hey, I see it raining. You need. Hey, I see it.
Client with the IRS. But
you're gonna take the cards just.
if I'm
Hey, I
sooner,
see it raining.
You're gonna have some hold it. So you don't even touch it.
even better. Why? You look
Ask him, cut off a small portion of cards and put them in the middle. They can do
avoid penalties and interest.
use
Think
two
filing
times.
power interest that can add to return
So they cut some off
returns as a
top.
payment. It's easier than you think, and it can really save you a lot.
Put them in the middle.
Fast, and you might even get a
This is how you just want
only
to
need to file
make people think you have some kind of super. They put these anywhere
for the last 6
they want in the mix every time.
years to become
And people freak out.
compliant with the IRS.
You're gonna take cards just
But filing sooner is even
Alright, so apparently
have some hold.
you can make hot dogs.
So you don't even touch them.
Dogs out of carrot.
Small portion of cards and put them in the middle.
Carrot?
If you cut
avoid penalties and
Use a few
No
times.
way that's gonna
interest
taste
that
good.
can add up.
So they cut some
any
I know,
off the top.
right? But
hole
I don't care. It's
Just put them in the middle.
between
Fast, and you might even get a
worth a shot.
Top.
any 2 points
They put these anywhere.
Yeah. So she makes a marinade out of
on Earth. It's a
Seniors, you
90-minute.
need to know about this.
Alright, so apparently
Oh,
you can make hot dogs out of carrot. Carrot?
if you cut
No way that's gonna taste good.
any hole
I know. Alright?
hole
I don't care. It's
between
worth a shot.
any 2 points
Yeah. So she makes a marinade out of
on Earth. It's a
Seniors, you
90-minute.
need to know about this.
Whoa.
things like maple syrup.
About a year ago,
Soy sauce.
Now what you do is
so don't wait. Below. To extra
Sauce.
Oh, wait a minute.
Deal with
I'm now confused.
Let me ask him. Did you?
Albert Gonzalez right here in downtown Indiana.
okay.
Have you been diagnosed?
I'm not
WR.
Police call this police call police
The reason
police
y'all luminous.
Please don't let me die, please.
About a year ago. About about a about about
You can really understand me, right?
Yes.
That's crazy. There's AI in it where it translates whatever language I'm speaking, so now you can understand everything my parents.
Best equipment,
With the best equipment,
brutal.
the best everything, and
2,500
it
young
is
people a week. Some
brutal.
of them not so young, actually.
2,500 young people a week. Some of them not so young, actually. They're getting older. They're getting older by the month. But
One of Donald Trump's key election promises was to begin what he said would be the largest deportation program in American history. Well, that program has set his administration on a collision course with the courts. A US judge has ruled that there is probable cause.
Or do we not know that?
Well, I've heard conflicting
political
things
system
about the status
have
of
left
the
us
shooter.
He's trying to destroy the legacy of America. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand America.
Now, if the best or near best private university
2,500 young people a week. Some of them not so
Welcome
young.
in here, out there.
They're getting older by the
Might
month.
be willing to negotiate down tariffs. But will Trump actually do that? Yesterday he said yes, and also he said no.
You're talking about negotiations, and yet others in your administration are saying that these tariffs are actually permanent.
We also have homegrown criminals that push people into subways, that hit elderly ladies on the back of the head with a baseball bat when they're not looking.
Well, a 60-foot wide strip of federal land along the U.S.-Mexico border to be put under the control of our military to oversee security. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum was there yesterday and spoke exclusively with Fox News. Brooke Taylor live in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. That is just north of the southern border. Brooke, what do you have today? Hi, Dana. Well, first I want to let you know as we're getting...
take on the day.
What has gone on? The posture of the police appears to have relaxed a little bit from some of the images that we're seeing, but that doesn't give us a full indication that this is resolved.
And as of right now, based on that, there is no suspect in custody, or do we not know that?
Well, I've heard conflicting things about the status of the shooter. There are some reports that the shooter is in custody, but we haven't fully confirmed to our satisfaction, Terry, so we can say with...
From the White House, switching gears here with President...
This was allowed by a man. What he did to our country is just unbelievable.
In the dead of night, the U.S. military plane arrives in El Salvador. 10 men are taken away in shackles in footage filmed by the Salvadoran government.
President Trump campaigned on the promise to secure our homeland and deport violent alien criminals. I asked
¿Usted lo liberaría, presidente
Bukele?
The question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the... The question is preposterous. How can
I'd like to go a step further. I said it to him. I don't know what the laws are. We all...
Sometimes they say
I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to him. I don't know what the laws are. We all...
Sometimes they say that we imprison thousands.
I like to say that. I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to him. I don't know what the laws are.
Sometimes they say that we imprison thousands.
I'd like to go a step further. I said it to him. I don't know what the laws are.
Sometimes they say that we imprison thousands.
I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to him. I don't know what the laws are.
Sometimes they say that we imprison thousands.
I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to him. I don't know what the laws are. I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to him. I don't know what the laws are.
Trump and Elon might be fighting. 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 Trump and Elon might be fighting.
I'd like to go a step further.
Sometimes they say that we need to push this out.
I'd like to go a step further. And I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are.
Sometimes they say that we need to push this out.
I'd like to go a step further. And I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are. I'd like to go a step further. I'd like to go a step further.
Trump and Elon might be fighting.
I'd like to go a step further.
Trump and Elon might be fighting.
I'd like to go a step further.
Trump and Elon might be fighting.
I'd like to go a step further.
Sometimes they say that we need to push this out.
I'd like to go a step further.
Sometimes they say that we need to push this out.
I'd like to go a step further. And I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are. I'd like to go a step further. 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 And I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are.
Trump and Elon might be fighting. Trump and Elon might be fighting.
White people have died in demonstrations for black people. Now, here's the position I'm in.
Trump and Elon might be fighting. Trump and Elon might be fighting.
White people have died in demonstrations for black people.
Trump and Elon might be fighting.
Here's the position I'm in.
Trump and Elon might be fighting. Trump and Elon.
Ultra Fire cervical care pillow. Even orthopedic doctors are using it.
Trump and Elon might be fighting.
Now, before we go on, I want to make
fighting.
Now, before we go on,
Trump and Elon might be fighting. Trump and Elon might be fighting. Trump and
some kind of exit door. There's no exit. Like, we're programmed
kind
to
of
do
exit
this.
door. When I'm around them, they're just you
there's
can
no
just
exit.
sense that.
Like, we're
and I'm
programmed
finding
kind of
myself
exit door.
being gentle on purpose to make them
There's
comfortable.
no exit. Some kind of exit
So I guess
door.
we can have multiple masks depending
There's no
on
exit.
who we're interacting with.
Some kind of exit to do door. this. There's no exit. Like, we're programmed to do this. Some kind of exit door. There's no exit.
Like anyone listening.
We're programmed to do this. Some kind of exit door.
Because I have, I guess we can have
there's
multiple
no
masks
exit.
depending on who we're interacting with.
Programmed to do
right?
this. Of discipline. Yeah. And you need no training for this. So if you and I were seated in the middle of an airport together, I need to become. And I said, show me somebody who has a lot of discipline in their life. I soften to solve problems. That's kind of what that is. Like, I'm gonna get softer. And so you have somebody that wears that mask on a regular basis. How you dealt with conflict at the age of 8 or 9. That's how we solve problems. I'm going to be more and more innocent, and I'm going to use innocence to solve this problem. I'm going to stay out of conflict if I can. I'm not going to be a dick. Because you need to get in touch with whatever the opposite of that mask is. Not wearing this mask means that I'm the opposite. So for yours, it would be becoming harmful. And I am not a violent person. Would you agree? Like, I'm a pretty chill dude. But I am better at violence.
The spectrum. They view like, if I don't do this, it's the opposite. I have to be a dick.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But there's a way to deal with conflict in a very direct way and very confident dealing with discipline. And you need no training for this. So if you and I were seated,
and that's the shame. And that's the shame. If I was in the middle of a party, if I was in the middle of a party, that would be what it is. That would be what it is.
If you're in here,
I don't want anybody to find that. Once they find you're in an exit, that's some kind of exit door. There's no exit.
Yeah.
There's no exit. We're programmed to do that.
Wear masks. That's one of the 4 things you talk
But there's a way to deal with conflict in a very direct way. Very confident. You know what I mean? Dealing with stuff. I am not violent. It's not a dick. You know what I mean? You're a chihuahua.
Yeah, I mean, that you're a chihuahua. Coughing your chest. Yeah, I mean, that I think that's very patient. I can be very like people and very patient. Hit the brake.
time.